The Crown Prince had me buried alive, alongside a dead man. He wanted to see for himself whether I could truly conceive a dead man's child. Did you not claim your blessed constitution could carry the bloodline of any man, even one unable to sire children? Very well, then conceive a dead man's child. And show me. It turned out I was not only known throughout the land for my blessed constitution, I could also restore a man on the verge of death. And so, the Empress Dowager gifted me to the gravely ill Crown Prince as a good luck bride. Nourished by my presence, the Crown Prince's illness miraculously began to improve. 2 years later, I bore him a pair of twins, a son and a daughter. I thought it would be cause for joy all around. But to my horror, the Crown Prince intended to dispose of both children himself, throw them out to be fed to the dogs. I was struck dumb with shock. I scrambled from the bed and demanded to know what he meant by it. It turned out the Crown Prince believed his illness would have healed on its own even without me. He accused me of fabricating the blessed constitution to deceive everyone, all for the sake of becoming Crown Princess. He blamed me for driving his beloved, forced into marriage with a worthless wastrel, to a tragic and miserable end. He laid every last bit of it at my feet, and so he cruelly had me buried alive, alongside the dead Lucian. He wanted to see whether I could truly restore a man at death's door. In the end, I suffocated alive. I never expected that when I opened my eyes again. I had been reborn into the very day the Empress issued the decree betrothing me to the Crown Prince, and so I refused the betrothal without a moment's hesitation. But the Empress, desperate to save the Crown Prince, was unwilling to abandon even the slimmest hope. Just as I was at a loss for how to refuse, the Crown Prince was wheeled in on a chair. It turned out the Crown Prince had also been reborn. He still believed I had fabricated the blessed constitution, purely to attach myself to power and influence. He was certain his illness would heal within the month on its own, and declared on the spot that he would absolutely never take me as his wife. What he didn't expect was that in the very next breath, I refused him too. This left the Crown Prince profoundly shaken, and he realized I had been reborn just as he had. So the moment I left and he came after me at once. Why such haste? You always used to love walking on my arm. Your Highness, today is the first time you and I have ever met. Stop pretending. I know you were reborn just as I was. The Crown Prince made his terms clear. In this life, so long as I did not interfere in his marriage to his beloved, he would let me leave the palace freely. Little did he know, that was exactly what I wanted. In this life, I would watch the Crown Prince wither and die, without my nourishment. To avoid being given to the Crown Prince as a good luck bride by the Empress Dowager, I knew I had to find a way out, and quickly. At just that moment, servants from the General's residence arrived carrying a coffin. For General Lucian was not long for this world, and the old madam had arranged the coffin in advance. I recognized it in an instant. This was the very coffin I had been buried alive in, and it gave me an idea, a way out. I went straight to the General's residence, told the old madam I was willing to marry General Lucian, and declared that my blessed constitution would surely bring the General back to health. The old madam was overjoyed. She pressed her heirloom bracelet into my hands on the spot. Go home and wait. I will personally petition the Empress to grant my son Lucian your hand in marriage. I left with quiet delight in my heart. As long as I could marry Lucian, I could escape the tragedy of my past life. Your Highness and this old woman earnestly begs that Su Qingyan be betrothed to my son Lucian. That girl has a blessed constitution. She will surely save my son's life. Your Highness, if Su Qingyan goes to General Lu, what of your illness? I have no need of her, mother. Your son begs you to grant me Xia Yuru instead. Preposterous. Xia Yuru is merely a palace maidservant. How could she be fit to be crown princess? And Su Qingyan is? Her father is nothing but a merchant. Yuru has served in the palace for years. She knows propriety and conduct, but Su Qingyan's blessed constitution will surely help you recover. Your son has no need, in the past. Your son means to say, your son knows his own body. I have no need of any blessed constitution. Mother, in this life I will marry none but Yuru. Since the crown prince is unwilling to take Su Qingyan, so be it. In 3 days Su Qingyan will be wed into the Lu household. Thank you, your highness. Without that woman in the way, I and Yuru can finally live in peace. This life, I will never let him deceive me again. Yaner, your wife is here. Mother, are you finding me another woman? The one last month who tried to poison me wasn't enough? Qingyan is different. She has a blessed constitution. She can cure your illness. Cure my illness? I'd say she's after the Lu family's fortune. General, you misunderstand. This girl only wants to survive. I have no interest in the Lu family's silver. Survive? You marry a dying man. How long do you expect to last? Before I even tire of you, you'll be taking the Lu dowry and remarrying. The general must not die. Only then can this girl live. On the crown prince's side, you don't want to go back there for even a moment? Do you have a grudge with the crown prince? No grudge, but he intends to take Xia Yuru as his wife. And this girl has no wish to marry him either. If the general is willing to take me, I promise to make the general well again. But if you dare play any tricks, even in death I'll drag you down with me. Deal, your highness. Your illness has not improved. It's actually worse. Impossible. At this point in my past life. Your highness. It's nothing. Have the physician prescribe medicine. Your highness, medicine alone may not be sufficient. This illness requires someone to tend to you day and night. And also what? Your servant has heard it said that a woman with a blessed constitution can restore a man's health. If your highness could take such a woman as consort, perhaps, get out. Your highness, perhaps you should seek out Su Qingyan. What if she truly can cure your illness? No need. In my past life I recovered without her. It will be the same. Yuru, don't worry. I will be fine. In my past life, my illness only healed after I married Su Qingyan. This life, I didn't marry her. So why is it worse instead? You say you can cure my illness. How? This girl will cook for the general every day. The general takes his medicine on time. Add to that this girl's constitution, and recovery will follow naturally. That's all there is to it? That's all there is to it. However, the general must promise me one thing. If the crown prince comes to make trouble, the general must protect me. The crown prince has made trouble for you? He originally intended to marry me as a good luck bride. Now that I've married the general instead, he's displeased. His displeasure is none of my concern. You've married into the Lu household, your Lu family now. If the crown prince dares lay a hand on you, I'll make him pay for it even if it costs me my life. Thank you, general. Don't thank me too soon. If you're deceiving me, you'll be the first I come after. Your Highness, it is time for your medicine. Go and find out. Since Su Qingyan entered the Lu household, how has Lucian's condition been? Something isn't right. At this point in my past life, I was already bedridden and beyond writing. Can it truly have something to do with Su Qingyan? Impossible, like that woman is nothing but a fraud. General, it is time for your medicine. More medicine, every last one of you. Wishes you could drown me in a medicine pot. If the general dies, this girl will be taken back by the crown prince's household. So the general doesn't want to drink his medicine. Or does he want to send me off to the crown prince himself? You certainly know how to use words to goad people. Very well then. What exactly is this blessed constitution of yours? This girl cannot explain it clearly herself. Only that whenever this girl stays close to someone for long enough, that person's health improves. In the past, that is to say, that is what the common folk say. In the past. What were you about to say just now? Nothing. General should rest. This girl will go make some kanji. Stop, you've been here 3 days, and the tightness in my chest has indeed eased. Does the crown prince know about your constitution? He knows, but he doesn't believe it. Doesn't believe it, yet still sent you here as a bride? He puts his faith in another woman. The general need not concern himself with his affairs. What matters is getting well. Your Highness, Lucian has been able to sit up these past 3 days. The Lu household servants say it is Su Qingyan tending to him day and night. 3 days? In my past life after I married him, it took a full 6 months before any improvement showed. How could 3 days in the Lu household bring him this far? Your Highness, could it be that General Lu's illness was never as serious as it appeared? His illness was worse than mine. 3 poisoned arrows on the battlefield. The royal physicians all said he would not survive the year. Yuru, do you think he has some scheme in motion? In my past life, he dragged on endlessly, refusing to let me treat him properly. Your Highness, don't be angry. Anger harms the body. Perhaps your servant could go to the Lu household and look into it. Look into what? It would only invite mockery. Send for the royal physician, increase my medicine. Impossible. In my past life, without her, I still survived to ascend the throne. How can this be getting worse and worse? Sujijis, it's been so long. Miss Xia, what brings you here? His Highness the Crown Prince is concerned for General Lu's health, and has specially sent your servant to deliver some tonics. Sujiji, are you getting on all right here? This Lu household can hardly compare to the Eastern Palace. It cannot compare, but this girl sleeps soundly. The coffin in the Eastern Palace is too hard. This girl can't bear it. Jiji, what do you mean? Your servant doesn't understand. Good that you don't. Leave the tonics here. Give this girl's thanks to His Highness, and tell him to keep them to restore his own health. I've heard His Highness has been coughing badly of late. He mustn't delay in tending to it. Who is outside? General Lu, this servant is Xia Yuro from the Crown Prince's household, sent on an errand. The Crown Prince's person? Leave the items, the person leaves. The Lu household does not receive people from the Eastern Palace. General, your servant comes with good intentions. Good intentions? The Crown Prince wants me dead. The better to take my wife back. Go back and tell him, Lucian is not dead yet. Tell him to stop coveting Qingyan. In my past life, Xia Yuru used exactly this manner, to drive me step by step to my end. This life, try it again if you dare. You're not afraid of Xia Yuru? No, but the general must guard against her. She didn't come to deliver tonics. She came to spy, to see whether this girl is truly treating the general. The Crown Prince wants me dead. If the general lives, this girl doesn't have to return to the Eastern Palace. What the Crown Prince wants is not the general's life. It is this girl's life. And those tonics? Throw them out. Anything sent by Xia Yuro is not safe to consume. What exactly is your history with the Crown Prince? The general should not ask what is not his to ask. This girl can only tell the general one thing. The Crown Prince will not survive the year. How do you know that? This girl knows more than the general imagines. The general need only focus on getting well. Leave the rest to this girl. Xia Yuru, since you come, don't blame me for returning to you. Every last thing you did in my past life. Well? The silver needle has turned black. If the general had consumed this, within 3 days the old wounds would flare, beyond even the royal physicians to save. That wretch Xia Yuro, all smiles delivering tonics, poison hidden beneath. Does the Crown Prince know of this? What does the general think? Without the Crown Prince's knowledge, a palace maidservant would never dare bring something like this to a general's residence. The Crown Prince wants me dead. I refuse to oblige. Keep this poison. It will be of use later. What does the general intend to do? He sends poison. I return the poison, untouched, exactly as received. King Yan, help me write a letter to be delivered into the palace. Say that Lucian gratefully acknowledges His Highness the Crown Prince's tonics, and is much recovered, and will enter the palace in a few days to offer his thanks in person. In my past life, Lucian died in his bed, unable to speak a word. In this life, he is already on his feet. He's fine. He says he's completely fine. Just a few days and Lucian is already on his feet. Your Highness, in the supplements I prepared, this consort added, silence. What is the meaning of this? You couldn't even manage to poison him to death. Your Highness, please calm your anger. This consort used enough to kill an ox, unless someone tested it beforehand. Su Qingyan, she detected it. That woman played the fool in the last life. In this one, she has become sharp. Issue a summons ordering Su Qingyan to enter the palace tomorrow. Say the Empress wishes to see her. Your Highness, for that you would need Her Majesty the Empress. No need to go through the Empress Dowager. Does she dare refuse an order from this palace? Once you step inside these palace gates, don't expect to walk out again. General Lu, this is a verbal command from His Highness the Crown Prince. A verbal command is not an imperial edict. It doesn't even bear the imperial seal, and you think that entitles you to summon my wife into the palace? Go back and tell the Crown Prince, Su Qingyan belongs to the Lu household. If he wishes to see her, the Crown Prince may come in person. General, you are defying a royal order. A verbal command is hardly a royal order. Can a Crown Prince meddle in the domestic affairs of a general's household? Get out! General, the Crown Prince will not let this rest. If he dares come to the gates of the Lu Manor, let's see how many eunuchs he can bring to breach 300 of my personal guards. Qingyan, tell me honestly, why does the Crown Prince want you so badly? Because without this commoner, he cannot survive. Only a person with my constitution can treat his illness. In the last life, he survived by relying on me. In this life, he refuses to believe it, and so his condition grows worse by the day. There you go again, the last life. General, do you believe me? I believe you can treat my illness. The rest, tell me when you're ready. Your Highness, your pulse is another 20% weaker than 3 days ago. If this continues, I fear you will not last 2 months. 2 months, you was in the last life I had far more than that. Get out. Your Highness, shall this consort have Su Qingyan abducted and brought back? Abduct her? Lucian's 300 guards are no ornament. You're wrong, go and find Su Qingyan and negotiate with him directly. Tell him this palace is willing to grant her the title of secondary consort, asking only that she enter the palace 10 days each month to tend to this palace's help. Your Highness, you wish to make her a secondary consort? If this palace dies, you won't even remain a palace maid. The choice is yours. Sister Su, His Highness the Crown Prince is willing to grant you the title of consort. You need only enter the palace 10 days each month to tend to His Highness's health. As for General Lu, His Highness will personally issue an edict of recompense. Recompense? Recompense with what? The last gift delivered here concealed poison, and now you arrive with yet another scheme. Misha, go back and tell the Crown Prince. This commoner has married into the Lu household. In life, she is of the Lu family, and in death, her spirit belongs to the Lu family. The title of secondary consort, keep it as company for yourself. Sister, don't be ungrateful. His Highness is the Crown Prince today, and the Emperor tomorrow. Binding yourself to a half-dead soldier. What future does that hold? Half-dead soldier? Miss Sia has it quite backwards. General Lu grows stronger by the day. As for His Highness the Crown Prince, I hear he can no longer even get out of bed. You tell me, who will die first? Xia Yurong, the account for the poison you delivered last time? This palace has not yet settled with the Crown Prince. And now you come again. Do you find the threshold of the Lu Manor too low? Steward, show the guest out. Next time anyone from the Crown Prince's residence arrives, turn them away at the gate. No need to announce them. Your Highness Su Qingyan refuses to come. She says, Your Highness is nearly dead. She said this palace is nearly dead? Excellent. Excellent. In the last life she knelt and begged this palace to take her in. How the tables have turned. Has Lucian's illness truly recovered? This consort saw him with her own eyes. His step was steady, nothing like a sick man. This palace does not wish to marry her. This palace only needs her to enter the palace and tend to this palace's health. Once cured, she can go back to the Lu household. You're wrong. If this palace's life is gone, do you think you will survive? This consort will go at once. Su Qingyan, if you will not come willingly, this palace will ensure you have no choice. Yanar, what has become of you like this? Where are the imperial physicians? Mother, the imperial physicians cannot treat this son's illness. This son needs Su Qingyan to enter the palace to tend to this son's health. This son does not wish to marry her, only for her to come 10 days each month. She is already the Lu family's daughter-in-law. How can the Empress bring herself to ask this? If word spread, where would the imperial family's dignity stand? And if this son dies, to whom does the Crown Prince position pass? The second prince or the third? Which of them would let you live? Mother? This palace will summon the Lu family's matriarch into the palace tomorrow to discuss this matter. But given the circumstances, if Su Qingyan is unwilling, this palace will not force her. If she is unwilling, the matter will be suppressed. Whether she is willing or not is not for her to decide. General, the Empress's imperial decree will arrive by tomorrow at the latest. The Crown Prince wants me to enter the palace to tend to his health. Once an imperial decree is issued, I cannot block it. This time he has even brought his own mother into it. He's nearly dead and he'll pull out anything he can. General, this commoner has a plan, but it requires the general's cooperation. This commoner will feign a pregnancy. The Lu household's daughter-in-law carrying the Lu family's child. No matter how the Empress resents it, she would never dare drag a pregnant woman into the palace to attend to another man. At that point, the spittle of the whole realm would be enough to drown the Crown Prince. Your mind moves faster than the blade in my hand. Very well. Tomorrow morning I'll have the steward send for a physician. The bigger the commotion, the better. Xiao Jinyan, you force my hand. I'll let the whole world see what it looks like when the dignified Crown Prince seizes a pregnant woman to attend to his health. Congratulations, General. Madam's pulse has the hallmark of joyous news. It is indeed a pregnancy pulse. Madam is with child. Quickly boil red eggs and inform the old madam. Physician, can this be confirmed with certainty? We cannot afford to be made a laughingstock later. General, have no fear. This old practitioner has practiced medicine for 40 years. This pulse reading cannot be wrong. However, the lady's constitution is delicate. For the first 3 months, she must avoid all fatigue and travel, and above all, shock and agitation. Steward, go to the largest apothecary in the city, and invite 2 more physicians for a second opinion. This matter must be known throughout the entire capital. The Lu family has an heir. That physician is one of the old madam's people. The pulse reading was falsified. But once the news is out, even the Empress's decree cannot be pushed through. Your Highness, Qingyan is with child. This old servant makes bold to ask, Your Highness, do you still intend to summon a daughter-in-law carrying the Lu family's child into the palace to tend to the crown prince? With child. She only just entered the Lu household days ago. Your Highness said so yourself. Qingyan has a constitution prone to easy conception. What is so strange about conceiving quickly? This old servant asks only one word from your Highness. Will this decree be issued or not? Impossible, she's been there less than 10 days. And Lucian, that half-dead man, is your Highness suggesting my son is incapable? Or that Su Qingyan's constitution is a fabrication? Because if it is a fabrication, why would your Highness be so desperate to bring her into the palace? The matter of the imperial decree. This palace will say no more of it. You may go. Mother, she is deceiving us. She and Lucian have never consummated the marriage. How could she possibly be pregnant? Yaner, this palace will no longer involve itself in this matter. If you wish to live, find your own way. She is lying. She pulled this same trick in the last life. You're wrong. Go and find Imperial Physician Lu from the Imperial Medical Bureau. Have him go to the Lu Manor in person to examine the pulse. Once it is proven false, this palace will have grounds to charge her with deceiving the sovereign. Your Highness, Imperial Physician Liu is the Empress's man. This consort fears he may refuse. Tell him, when this palace ascends the throne, the position of Chief Physician of the Imperial Medical Bureau will be his, and if he refuses to go, this palace will have his entire family exiled to Lingnan today. This consort understands. But what if the examination proves it is genuine? It cannot be genuine. Where would Lucian find the strength to be intimate with a woman? The Crown Prince will not believe this. He will certainly send someone to examine the pulse. Before the Imperial Physician comes to examine, this commoner must take an alkaline compound. It will make the pulse reading indistinguishable from a genuine pregnancy pulse. However, the medicine is harmful to the body. Taking too much, then don't take it. If I don't take it, this commoner must enter the palace. And there will be no one to treat the general's illness either. How long will one dose of this medicine hold? 10 days. Within 10 days, I will bring this matter to a complete resolution. You will not need to take a second dose. The Crown Prince wants you, does he? Then I will bring this matter before the court, in full view of every civil and military official. I want to see how he dares open his mouth to seize a pregnant woman. Qingyan, trust me this once. Lucian, in the last life you died in that bed. No one remembered you. In this life, you stood in front to shield me. This debt, I will repay with my life. The pulse reading is clear. It is unmistakably a pregnancy pulse, fully consistent with what the previous physician found. Go back and change your report. The Lu household's formal complaint will be delivered to the Court of Judicial Review tomorrow. General, this official can only report truthfully. Madame is indeed with child. This official dares not speak falsely. Steward, see Imperial Physician Lu out. Then make 3 copies of the pulse examination record. 1 copy to the Minister of War's residence, 1 copy to the censorate, and 1 copy to remain here at the Lu household. General, Imperial Physician Liu did not dare tell the truth. But the Crown Prince will not believe him anyway. Whether he believes it or not is beside the point. With the record in black and white at the censorate, even if he disbelieves it, he dare not act. Tomorrow morning's court session, I will attend in person. Can the general's body hold up? I won't die. Qingyan, just how serious are the side effects of that medicine? General, there is no need to worry. Within 10 days, this commoner can endure it. When she said she could endure it, her face was paler than mine was when I first took the poisoned arrow. This official's wife, Su Qingyan, is with child. The Imperial Physician's record stands in black and white. What precedent demands that a pregnant woman be sent to attend upon another man? What dynasty ever had such a rule? Lucian, enough of your wild accusations in this court. When did this palace ever try to take your woman? His Highness's own verbal command, relayed through Xia Yurong. Shall this official recite it item by item? This official has it all in hand. Father, please review. This son's illness requires a person of auspicious constitution to tend to his recovery. This son is not attempting to take General Lu's wife. It is only that, enough. Su Qingyan is already the Lu family's daughter-in-law and is now with child. She must not be summoned into the palace. Court is adjourned. Su Qingyan, you pushed Lucian onto the court floor to take the blade for you. Very clever indeed. Don't speak of Lucian like that. That useless man now stands in open court and points his finger in this palace's face. You wrong. Why did your poison fail last time? Your Highness, Su Qingyan detected it beforehand. This consort is devising another method. Useless. What happened in court today has already spread. If this palace moves against the Lu Manor now, it only confirms what every official is saying. You're wrong. Am I dying? Those useless wretches in the Imperial Medical Bureau. In the last life, it was Su Qingyan who cured this palace's illness. Without her, this palace cannot survive the year. In the last life, she stayed by this palace's side for half a year before there was any effect. So it turns out that wretch was dragging her feet. With Lucian, it took only 3 days to see results. 3 days. She did it deliberately. She was sabotaging this palace in the last life too. He does not have much time left. When he dies, what do I do? Your nose is bleeding. It's a side effect of that medicine. Don't hide it from me. General, the matter in court was settled. This small price was worth paying. Worth what? Is your life worth nothing? From today on, you are not to take that medicine again. General, even if the Crown Prince does not act against this commoner, it does not mean Xia Yurong will not. In the last life, this commoner died at her hands. Su Qingyan, What manner of person are you truly? This commoner, like the crown prince, has been reborn. In the last life, he threw my child to be fed to the dogs, and had this commoner nailed into a coffin and buried alive. That very coffin. The one this commoner saw on the road, on the day she entered the Lu household. General, in this life, this commoner will not die again. In the last life, General, you died in that bed. No one remembered you. In this life, this commoner will not let the general die. Su Qingyan, in the last life, no one stood for you. In this life, there is me. Whoever dares touch a single hair on your head, I, Lucian, will tear down the crown prince's eastern palace. Lucian. In this life, you are the first person who believed me. There is blood at the corner of your mouth. Don't wipe it, I see it. How many days does that medicine have left? 7 days. General, please don't worry. This commoner can endure. If you say I can endure one more time, I'll throw that medicine away right now. To the matter at hand. In the last life, what became of Xia Yurong in the end? After the crown prince died, she defected to the third prince, Xiao Jingheng. In the last life, the crown prince ascended the throne but died of illness in under half a year. The third prince then staged a coup to seize power. Xia Yurong was the mole he had planted inside the eastern palace. Xia Yurong was never truly the crown prince's person from the start. She belongs to no one. She follows whoever stands to win. General, the crown prince is dying. Xia Yurong will not go down with him. She will certainly seek out the third prince. Then our enemy will no longer be just one dying crown prince. How does the crown prince's most valued confidant have time to visit me? Third prince, like the crown prince won't last 2 more months. I can no longer stay in the eastern palace. If your highness wishes to contend for that seat, his majesty must first be made aware that the crown prince is finished. What do you want? I want Su Qingyan dead. If Lucian's health is restored because of her, he will become your highness's greatest problem going forward. Su Qingyan is with child. It won't be that simple for her. Your highness, the pregnancy is false. Your highness need only have his majesty send Imperial Physician Chen to monitor the pregnancy. One examination and it falls apart. Imperial Physician Chen is my man. Very well. Tomorrow I will raise this matter before the Emperor. By imperial decree, General Lu's wife, Lady Su, is with child. Imperial Physician Chen of the Imperial Medical Institute is hereby dispatched to attend to her in 3 days, as a demonstration of imperial grace. His Majesty has spoken. A child of the Lu household is a child of the court. The third prince is doing. Imperial Physician Chen is his man. When this man comes to take your pulse, you need to hold up. If I can't hold up, General, I still have a remedy. Take it and run a high fever for 3 days. The pulse becomes completely erratic. No imperial physician can tell real from false. You're already taking one medicine that damages your body. Add another one. Are you trying to die? Does the general have another way? Put the medicine away. Su Qingyan, let me ask you something. That fortunate constitution of yours, does it conceive easily? Yes. In my past life, I was with child by the 2nd month of marrying the crown prince. The imperial physician comes in 3 days. You won't need medicine. You won't need to feign illness. What does the general mean? You can't work it out? Then there is one thing left to do. Turn what is false into what is real. General, your body hasn't fully healed. I can fight, I can walk, I can attend court. I can split a table with one fist. Tell me, what part of me isn't up to it? 3 days, think it over. In your past life, you were a corpse in a coffin. In this life, you want me to bear your child and live again. This was never a road I thought I'd walk. But in 3 days, if I still have no way out... General, I won't take the medicine. I agree. But I have one condition. This child, boy or girl, the general must not abandon them like before. In my past life, my twins, the crown prince had them thrown out to feed the dogs. In this life, I cannot bear to see that again. A child of the Lu bloodline. Whoever dares lay so much as a finger on them, I'll cut off their hand. Any other nonsense you want to add? General, you haven't fully recovered. Take it easy. You worry about too many things. Put out the lamp. Lucian, in this life, I'm betting you are not Xiao Jingyan. Your Highness, the third prince has already raised the prenatal care matter with his majesty. Chen Yuyi will go to the Lu residence tomorrow. As long as the examination reveals nothing, Su Qingyan will be sentenced to death. Sentenced to death. If he dies, who will treat me? I want him alive, on his knees, crawling back to the Eastern Palace to extend my life. Impossible. Lucian was on a stretcher just 5 days ago. Even if he drained himself dry, he couldn't touch a woman. That's right, he pulled this exact trick in his past life. Does he think changing the face fools me? Tomorrow is the day he dies. The Lady General's complexion of it is genuinely radiant. Not the kind that can be faked, but a true glow from within. Chen Yuyi, you are the third prince's man. I won't speak in circles. Go back and give your report. General, this official must report honestly. The lady is truly with child. This official would not dare give a false report. Steward, see Chen Yuyi out. Keep the prenatal prescription. Accept nothing else. General, it's real? Your own belly, don't you know? Lucian, you gave me a way out. And then you gave me a life. Your Highness, this official verified it 3 times. The pregnancy is genuine. In the past life, she was by my side for 2 months before it happened. In this life, Lucian needed only 3 days. In his past life, he deliberately stalled and refused to give me an heir. You're wrong. I was played by him from start to finish. Your Highness, things haven't reached a dead end. A pregnancy can be ended. Within 3 months, it's a matter of 1 bowl of medicine. If she loses the child, the first one investigated would be me. There's no need to leave a trace. If your servant plants 1 maidservant in the Lu residence, just 1, the child is lost, she loses her backing, and your Highness can bring him back. Cleanly. Jia, you're wrong. In the past life, you killed my children. If you dare try that again, I will make you wish you were dead. My lady, this is Chunying, a palace maid bestowed by the Empress. Her name is Chuntao. She is said to be specially assigned to attend to my lady in her condition. An imperial decree, and there's no blocking it. General, let her stay. The Empress's face cannot be refused. Chuntao, come here. Which palace were you in before? In reply to my lady, this servant was previously stationed in the Shangyi Bureau and served in the imperial wardrobe. Good. Steward, arrange for Chuntao to lodge in the outer courtyard. Keep her far from the inner quarters. My meals and medicinal diet are to remain under Mother Lu's supervision as before. Chuntao does not touch the kitchen. Xia Yurong, whatever you've planted in here, I won't let her near my things. Your Highness, Chuntao has entered the Lu residence. Your servant handled the Empress's end. Zhao Momo said she went through the proper channel for bestowing palace maids. The Lu household had no grounds to refuse. She accepted. But Su Qingyan placed the girl in the outer courtyard and blocked her from the kitchen. She's guarding against us. Yurong, change the approach. Don't go through what she eats. Go through what she wears. Your Highness, rest assured. Your servant will handle it. Chuntao has nimble hands. Su Qingyan can guard the kitchen. She can't guard the laundry room. 2 months. I can hold on 2 months at most. Once the child is gone, he loses his footing in the Lu household. I'll have a chance to bring him back. Yurong, if you botch this, when I die, you die with me. Su Qingyan, you can guard what goes in your mouth. You cannot guard what goes on your body. What was put into this garment? My ladies, what do you mean? This servant only used soapwort. General, I smell it. Something has been mixed into the soapwort. I know the smell. In my past life, Xia Yurong used this exact method against me. Labor-inducing medicine ground into powder and worked into fabric. Wear it against the skin for 3 days and the bleeding starts. Who gave you the medicine? Speak. General, this servant doesn't know anything about medicine. It truly was only soapwort. Steward, search her room, even if nothing turns up. Send this garment to the Imperial Medical Institute for examination. Once the result comes back, she still can't run. It was noble consort Xia. She gave it to this servant. This servant didn't know it was a labor-inducing drug. Noble consort Xia said it was only a calming fragrance powder. A calming fragrance powder, rubbed into a pregnant woman's clothes. Chuntao, do you even believe that yourself? Steward, bring brush and ink. Have her write out the full account of everything that happened, and press her handprint. Jingyan, do we send this to the Court of Judicial Review or the Censorate? Neither, send it to the Empress. The written confession, first thing tomorrow morning, deliver it to the Empress's palace. Present the garment and the powder together. If the Empress still shields Xia Yurong after this, then the Empress has no regard for her own dignity. General, the Empress won't shield Xia Yurong. Xia Yurong used the Empress's name to do this. That's the same as slapping the Empress's face, but the Crown Prince will shield her. As long as the Crown Prince lives, Xia Yurong will always have someone backing her. Then let the Crown Prince die faster. He will die, but it's not the Crown Prince I'm worried about. It's the third prince. In the past life, after the Crown Prince died, the third prince staged a coup. Xia Yurong was his creature. General, and our enemy is no longer only the Eastern Palace. Does the third prince want Su Qingyan dead? Or does he want Lucian dead? Both, but as long as the general lives, he cannot hold that seat securely. And as long as I live, the general cannot be killed. So he has to come for me first, then the general. You would focus on the pregnancy. The third prince. Xia Yurong. From tomorrow, whoever dares come within 1 step of this household, I'll send them out horizontal. Your Highness, this is Chuntao's handwritten confession with her handprint. Noble consort Xia used your Highness's name to place a person inside the Lu residence, and had Chuntao grind labor-inducing medicine into powder, and work it into the lady's undergarments. The medicine, the garment, the confession. The general presented them all to your Highness untouched. Zhao Momo, Chuntao was placed in the Lu residence through your hands. Your Highness, it was the Crown Prince. He came to this old servant, and said the Crown Prince wanted to show kindness to Lady Lu, by sending a palace maid to attend her. This old servant thought it was his Highness showing filial care, and didn't dare ask further. Didn't dare ask further? He used my name to harm a pregnant woman. And you didn't dare ask further? Zhao Momo, you have served me for 20 years, and you cannot even tell when someone is using me as a blade? Steward, go back and tell General Lu that I will handle Xia Yurong's matter personally. I will deal with it myself. This old servant conveys the general's and lady's gratitude to your Highness. Yaner, Chuntao's confession? You've read it. Xia Yurong used my name to plant someone inside the Lu residence, and used labor-inducing medicine to harm the Lu child. Mother? Yurong did this for your sake. Your body cannot do without Su Qingyan. Yurong just wanted what? To make them lose the child, then snatch him back to extend your life? This palace will not interfere with your history with Su Qingyan. But Xia Yurong carried out this act under my banner. Today this palace must give the Lu family an answer. Guards, Xia Yurong is confined to her chambers effective immediately. She is not permitted to leave without my express order. Her side consort title is hereby stripped. She is demoted to concubine. Your Highness, your servant acted entirely out of devotion to your Highness. Say one more word, and I'll send you to the cold court. Yurong, you've bungled this. How many times have I told you? Su Qingyan is not someone easily dealt with. The Empress has stripped Xia Yurong of her title, and confined her to the side chambers. That cut will sting. General, it doesn't cut deep enough. Xia Yurong is confined. She can't leave the Eastern Palace. But she will certainly continue to act through the Third Prince's people. In the past life, when the Third Prince staged his coup, he used people from within the General's own ranks. Is there anyone around the General carrying heavy debts? Zhao Biao, then my Deputy General of 8 years. Last year, he fell into addiction and racked up enormous debt. You're saying the Third Prince will try to buy him. Not will, he already will. General, this man cannot be kept close, but we can't tip our hand either. Reassign him somewhere away from anything critical. Let him think the General doesn't suspect. When the Third Prince's people make contact, we'll know exactly what his next move is. You want to use my Deputy General as an ear. Does the General find it hard? Hard or not, you're right. Fine. Tomorrow, reassign him to guard the grain depot in the north of the city. Li Yingyuan. The Third Prince's people can reach him easily there. and my own people can keep close watch on Lucian. In the past life, Zhao Biao opened the back gate of the general's manor. 300 assassins poured in. In this life, I'll seal that gate before they get there. What does the third prince say? His Highness says Zhao Biao has already taken the silver. The Lu residence's full defensive layout will be in hand within 3 days. His Highness also says for Elder Sister to rest easy. The Crown Prince won't last 40 more days. Once the Crown Prince is dead, His Highness will bring Elder Sister out. 40 days, he won't last that long. I give him 20 at best. Xiao Kui, pass a message to the third prince for me. The child in Su Qingyan's belly is not yet 2 months old. Right now, the pregnancy is most vulnerable to shock. If Lucian takes a blade, even if he doesn't die, Su Qingyan will lose the child. I want her to watch her man fall in front of her own eyes and be able to protect nothing. Yesterday, Zhao Biao received 30,000 taels from the third prince. This morning, one of his men came to the grain depot under the pretense of delivering a meal. My man followed, watched him hand over a diagram to one of the third prince's advisors in an alleyway. General, they've moved. The third prince won't stop at a diagram. He wants it so he can send people in. In the past life, 300 assassins came through the back gate of the general's manor. Zhao Biao opened it for them. In this life, he wouldn't dare move 300, but a handful of assassins is enough. General, I believe he doesn't want to kill the general. He wants the general to bleed. He wants me to bleed? A pregnancy not yet 2 months. If the fetal spirit is frightened, the child cannot be saved. Xia Yurong's approach couldn't harm my body, so she harms my heart. She wants me to watch the general fall in front of me. Then let Zhao Biao deliver the diagram as planned. Steward, move every guard post to a new position. Put 2 iron bolts on the back gate. How many guard posts are marked on Zhao Biao's diagram? 6, then move all 6 positions. Leave empty posts at the original spots. When the assassins enter following the diagram, every path leads to a dead end. Qingyan, estimate how many days before they make their move. Zhao Biao handed over the diagram today. The third prince needs at least 2 days to arrange his people. The night after tomorrow is the earliest. General, when the assassins come in, those taken alive are worth more than those taken dead. Capture them all, not one gets away. The night after tomorrow, I'll stand guard in the courtyard myself. You take Mother Lu. Stay in the inner room and bolt the door from the inside. Open it for no one. General, when it comes to fighting, I once cut down 12 mounted bandits alone. A few assassins. There's no need for you to worry on my behalf. Qingyan, what was the last thing you saw in your past life? The Crown Prince had people rip both children from my arms. I was completely lucid. I could hear the sounds from the courtyard. Then he had people nail down the coffin lid. I was clear-headed through all of it. When they sealed the coffin, I couldn't move a single finger. In this life, you will never hear those sounds again. Whoever dares lay a hand on what you carry, I'll nail their hands to the city gate. Zhao Biao's map was well drawn, except every guard post had been moved. Every step you took was one I had arranged. Drop your weapons. Neil, steward, take all 4 of them alive. Not one less. Anyone who won't open their mouth, start with the fingers, then ask. Third prince. You send a blade into my home, and I will press that blade against your throat. All 4 testimonies match. The third prince gave the order. The silver came from the third prince's private treasury. Zhao Biao supplied the defense map. Leader, is there anything you'd like to add? General, I was paid to do a job. His Highness the third prince said to draw blood. No need to take a life. No need to take a life. If the general were to see blood, the child I carry would not survive. With the child gone, the general would have nothing holding him back. What he wanted was not the general's life. It was my child, causing a pregnant woman to lose her child. Under Dayan law, that is punishable by hanging. You are aware of this. The testimonies are sufficient. General, 4 copies of the confession. 1 for the general, 1 for Dalisi, 1 for the censorate, and the last copy to be placed before His Majesty at the Ministry of War. 4 lines pressed simultaneously. The third prince cannot contain all of his crimes. 4 blades driven in at once. The third prince has nowhere to hide. All 4 copies have been sent out. Dalisi convenes tomorrow for questioning. 2 censors have submitted impeachment memorials. Even if the third prince wriggles free, he will not escape unscathed. General, he will not stop. The crown prince acts in desperation. The third prince calculates everything before he strikes. The path of assassins is now closed to him. His next move will be something the civilian woman cannot guard against. General, from today onward, all water, grain, and firewood for the Lu household is to come only from the general's own estate. Nothing from outside is to enter these gates. You fear he will use poison. Not poison. Poison can be detected. What I fear is what cannot be detected. In my previous life, a plague broke out in the south of the capital. Several hundred people died. That plague was no natural disaster. It was released by the third prince. General, there is nothing he is not capable of. Understood. Seal the compound tomorrow. All food and supplies to come from the estate. Guangyan, I am here. Do not be afraid. Third prince, your assassins walked into my trap. Your next move, I have already been waiting for it. In this life, whoever dares to touch my child, I will leave them without heirs. Guangyan, what you said has happened. The general has ordered this well sealed shut. All water in the compound is suspended. Washing, watering the horses, not a drop is to be touched, as the general ordered yesterday. The first batch is already on its way. All water is coming into the compound. General, resealing only our well is not enough. The southern quarter of the city is full of common people. What the third prince put into the wells is a toxin capable of causing illness and death. In my previous life, this killed several hundred people. The court investigated for 6 months without discovering it was deliberate. This time we know the source. We cannot stand by and watch people die. General, send someone to report to Shuntian Prefecture. Say that the well water in the southern quarter is suspect, and request the prefects send officials to investigate. Whatever they find will be another count, tallied against the third prince. Steward, see to it. Take this bucket of water for the Shuntian officials to examine. Do not retrieve anything from inside the well yet. Wait for the officials. Retrieve and examine everything in front of them. I want every one of the third prince's hands and feet laid out in plain sight. Shuntian Prefecture retrieved from the wells contaminated cloth. 3 wells were found polluted. The prefect has filed an official report. Will that do? They're making arrests now. Kyungyan, this charge alone will give the third prince plenty to answer for. Dalisi followed the testimony and traced it to your highness's external treasury ledger. I burned the ledger, but the clerk who managed the accounts was taken away by Dalisi. The clerk has talked. The trail from the treasury now points to me. Muliao, go to Dalisi today and turn yourself in. Say the assassins were arranged by you alone for personal revenge. Nothing to do with his highness. This servant obeys. Su Kyungyan, you have forced me to cut off 2 of my arms. I am keeping score. You Ru, the imperial physician says 1 month. After 1 month, I will be a corpse. Tell me, what exactly did I do wrong? In my previous life, Su Kyungyan stayed by my side for 3 years. And I lived perfectly well. In this life, she left. And my life went with her. I was reborn, thinking heaven had given me a second chance to turn things around. And what did it turn into? She married Lucian. Lucian lives. And I am the one who must die. Your Highness, this servant has one plan. Your Highness petitions His Majesty directly. Say the Crown Prince's life is in danger. That restoring his constitution is a matter of the dynasty's survival. Request an imperial edict summoning Su Kyungyan into the palace at once. 1 edict is the best move. A military order Lucian can deflect. An imperial edict he cannot. She carries a child. Imperial father will not risk my life by harming the Lu family's child. Your Highness, it would not be harm. The imperial physician has said it before. To restore the constitution, no personal attendance is needed. Simply sharing the same room for 3 Shichen is sufficient. Your Highness tells His Majesty 3 Shichen to preserve a life. Her child will not be harmed. His Majesty loves Your Highness dearly. This edict will surely be issued. Once Su Kyungyan enters the palace, whether she leaves or not will no longer be her say. 3 Shichen. Agreed. Tomorrow I will crawl before Imperial Father if I must. Su Kyungyan, when an imperial edict arrives, even the proudest spine must kneel. Today Dalisi received the confession of the third prince's retainer. The assassination has been pinned on him alone. The third prince has extricated himself cleanly, but the military power was not touched. The losses he suffered still hang over him. This round, he took a blow to the bone. General and the third prince's injuries run deep to be sure, but the crown prince is the most pressing threat right now. The imperial physician has given him 1 month. He cannot afford to wait. I expect he will go directly to His Majesty for an imperial edict. A military order the general can block. An imperial edict cannot be blocked. He will tell His Majesty he will not harm the civilian woman's child. Only 3 Shichen in the same room to preserve his life. His Majesty loves his own son. He will issue that edict. I have military orders. I can defy the edict once, but not twice. Then how do we play this? You go in. Don't wait. I will be waiting outside. 3 Shichen. Not 1 moment more. Xiao Jinyan, you want this civilian woman to enter the palace? Then I will go. In my previous life, you used me as your medicine. In this life, I will be your poison. You will not survive this month. But what if he moves to detain her by force? General, how many troops at the palace gate? 100 elite soldiers, and that will be enough. Xiao Jinyan is that ill. He would not dare to openly break with the general. What he's betting on right now is that once the civilian woman is inside, he can extract some benefit. Once he realizes there is nothing to extract, 3 Shichen will feel like too long even to him. I will be outside counting by the water clock, not 1 moment's extra wait. What's the use of sitting so far away? Come sit here at the bedside. The imperial decree said to be in the same room. It didn't say to share the same bed. This commoner will sit right here. If your highness finds it too far, don't issue decrees next time. Su Kyungyan, so you do remember what happened in the previous life. You hate this palace, so you married Lu Shi. Did you think you could hide? This palace is the crown prince. If this palace wishes to summon you back, 1 decree is all it takes. Your highness killed this commoner's 2 children, and had this commoner nailed alive into a coffin. Your highness, does this commoner not have the right to hate? Your highness, this commoner has been doing this for 1 full hour. Does your highness feel better or worse? Your highness looks at least 20% more feeble than before. This subject cannot understand if the person is right here in the room. How can the condition be, allow this commoner to explain it for the imperial physician? Her vital energy and his are in opposition. What should nourish him instead hastens his death. This commoner's hatred of your highness runs to the bone. What your highness draws from this commoner is not nourishment. It is poison. Does your highness still wish this commoner to continue? Continue for another hour. Your highness won't even have the strength to get out of bed. You did this deliberately. In the previous life, your highness used this commoner as medicine. In this life, this commoner serves as your highness's poison. 3 hours. Done. Your highness, take care of yourself. This commoner takes her leave. Her hatred is killing me. This decree cannot be issued a second time. General Xiao Jinyan's pulse had entered 2 dangerous thresholds. The imperial physician turned pale on the spot. He knew this commoner had done it deliberately, but there was nothing to be done. He dared not issue this decree again. The next time he would die even faster. General, before the crown prince discards me, this commoner must nail Xia Yurong down in the Eastern Palace. This commoner still holds the testimony from the Chuntao case that was never submitted. The wages ledger, together with the correspondence between Xia Yurong and the third prince. 2 charges combined into 1. The crime, colluding with enemies to harm the crown prince. Treason is a capital offense. She cannot escape. When do we move? When the crown prince passes, too early and we spook her. Too late and she'll have fled. Xia Yurong. In the previous life, you watched this commoner be nailed into a coffin. In this life, this commoner will personally drive the nails into your prison door. Deliver this to the Yuelai Inn in the east of the city. Give it to the innkeeper surnamed Zhou. Tell him, the Eastern Palace's ship is about to sink. Miss Rong is asking the third prince whether his side is still taking in those who know things. This is the opening bid. What medicines the crown prince has taken these past 6 months, whom he has met. What words he has spoken to his majesty. All of it is in there. When he reads it, he'll know exactly what I'm worth. But miss, the house confinement order is still in effect. If caught, the crown prince won't last more than a few days. The moment he breathes his last, everyone in the Eastern Palace will scatter. By then no one will care about any house confinement order, but no one will care whether I live or die either. I must find a way out before he draws his last breath. If anything goes wrong, I'll bear it. Xiao Jinyan, while you were alive, I served you. Now that you're dying, why should I be buried with you? The third prince wants the throne. He lacks someone who knows the Eastern Palace's secrets. I am that person. General's wife. The innkeeper Zhou at the ULI Inn in the east of the city is one of ours. Tonight a palace maid of Xia Yurong's delivered a letter there. Innkeeper Zhu made a copy and kept it, then forwarded the original to the third prince's side as normal. General, and 3 days earlier than this commoner anticipated. The letter contains all of the crown prince's secrets. Sold to the third prince in exchange for a future. General, this letter is ironclad proof of treason. But we cannot act yet. Letter keeps sending. The more she sends, the heavier the charges. Tell the steward to instruct innkeeper Zhou. Make a copy of every single letter, keep them on file. Forward the originals as normal. Let Xia Yurong believe the channel is open and working. Only then will she dare keep pouring out genuine intelligence. When do we close the net? The day the crown prince discards me, the Chuntao case testimony, the correspondence with the third prince, the betrayal of the Eastern Palace's secrets. 3 charges bound into one rope. Colluding with enemies to harm the imperial army, a crime warranting the execution of her entire clan. General, this commoner wants her to nail herself. Into her own coffin, one letter at a time. Xia Yurong. You think you are finding yourself a way to survive. You don't know that every step you take is a road to death this commoner has already paved. Su Qingyan, you win. This palace summoned you into the palace. You sat with this palace for 3 hours. This palace's life has shortened by 10 days. You hate this palace. This palace knows it. But in the previous life, this palace never intended to kill your children. It was Yurong who said the child was not of this palace's blood. This palace believed her. The greatest mistake of this palace's life was believing her. But what use is saying any of this now? The imperial physician says 10 days. 10 days from now, the Eastern Palace will be an empty tomb. That woman Yurong, she is likely already looking for a way out. My lady, Xia Yurong sent 2 more letters today. One contained the crown prince's medication schedule. The other detailed the shift rota for the Eastern Palace's gold exchange. Innkeeper Zhu made copies of both. General, the count is now 7 letters for Master Xiao. 7 letters. Every one of them betraying secrets of the imperial army. The charge of colluding with enemies to harm the crown prince. She has written it into being herself, stroke by stroke. There is one more matter. The crown prince has fewer than 10 days left. Before he dies, he may make one last desperate move. I suspect he will leave his majesty a posthumous memorial, claiming that this commoner's nourishing constitution is an imperial endowment, and should not be left in the household of a mere subject. He intends to use that memorial to trap this commoner in the palace for the rest of her life. General, that memorial must be intercepted. How? This commoner cannot stop a dying man from writing a memorial. But this commoner can make that memorial worthless. General, tomorrow, submit a petition to His Majesty. Right. The Liu household pledges 3 generations of military merit to vouch for Su's integrity, and humbly requests His Majesty grant that Su shall never be summoned to the palace. His Majesty owes the Liu family 3 generations worth of blood debts. This favor he must grant. With that imperial paper in hand, Xiao Jinyan's posthumous memorial will be nothing but blank paper. Tomorrow, Xiao Jinyan. You couldn't take it while you were alive. Dead, don't even think about it. Your posthumous memorial. Your imperial decree. Your Eastern Palace. All of it. Rubble. 10 days from now, this commoner will personally see you on your way. Danny, this palace wishes to write a posthumous memorial. Su Qingyan's nourishing constitution is a gift from heaven. It should not be buried in the Liu household. Your Highness, this servant heard from the eunuch delivering the decree that His Majesty has already approved it today. General Lu's niece-in-law of the Su family is permanently exempt from entering the palace. No one may summon her ever. Since when? This afternoon. General Lu submitted the petition in person. His Majesty approved it on the spot. Before this palace has even drawn a last breath, he has already sealed every road shut. General, well played. He sold the crown prince out completely, without knowing he was already standing on the executioner's block. His Majesty's paper he obtained. Permanent exemption from palace summons, in black and white. General, Xiao Jinyan has fewer than 7 days left. The moment he breathes his last, this commoner will submit all 9 letters together with the Chuntao case testimony. All at once, colluding with enemies against the imperial army. Xia Yurong cannot escape. The third prince cannot wash his hands of it either. General, this commoner needs one more thing from you. After the crown prince dies, the Eastern Palace will be sealed and searched. This commoner needs the general's men stationed at the Eastern Palace's rear gate. Xia Yurong will certainly try to flee before the palace is sealed. Catch her and send her to the court of judicial review. Alive. She must stand in the open court and hear every single charge against her read aloud. My men will be at the rear gate by tomorrow. General, the third prince's men have gone to the ULI Inn. Zhou Changui followed my lady's instructions and withdrew early. All sensitive correspondence was moved to the south of the city. The third prince's men arrived and found nothing. They smashed the inn. General, the third prince is panicking. He had people silenced all the way up to a senior official at the Ministry of Justice. Now he's smashing inns. Every move he makes piles more charges onto himself. The more frantic he gets, the more this commoner must hold still. 12 letters, accumulated, together with the testimony from the other case and the Chuntao case deposition. 3 threads twisted into one rope. The moment the crown prince dies, this commoner pulls the rope tight in one move. General, how many days does the crown prince have left? Word from the Imperial Medical Bureau. 5 days. He coughed up blood twice today. He can no longer get out of bed. 5 days. General, keep your men tight on the Eastern Palace's rear gate. Xia Yurong doesn't know the inn was destroyed. She's still sending letters. Let her send every additional letter she sends. Digs the third prince's grave 1 shovel deeper. What if Xia Yurong finds out about the inn early and runs? She can't run. The confinement order is still in force. She cannot leave through the Eastern Palace's gates. Her only way out is through that palace maid who carries the letters. General, Have someone put that palace maid under watch as well. The moment the maid moves, we'll know when Xia Yurong is about to flee. The countdown begins. Not one of them gets away. Yurong, have you been sending things out these past few days? What is your highness saying? This concubine has been confined here. I've gone nowhere. This palace is nearly dead. My nose is keener than a living man's. You carry the smell of ink. Not from today. It has been there every day. You've been writing letters. To whom? To the third prince? This concubine has not. This palace has no wish to hear your lies. While this palace lived, you played the virtuous woman. Now that this palace is dying, you go looking for the next master. You did the same thing in the previous life. The moment this palace died, you turned straight to the third prince. This palace was blind in this lifetime, pushing Su Qingyan away and keeping you by my side. Get out. For what remains of this palace's days, I don't wish to see your face. What's wrong, miss? The Yulai Inn? Gone? What do you mean gone? Miss, was it the third prince's people who did it? Do they think you've sent too much, and now they want to silence you? No, and that's not it. If the third prince still needed me, he wouldn't destroy his own contact point. It's Lucia. It's Su Qingyan. She's been watching this channel. Then Innkeeper Zhou. If Innkeeper Zhou is her person, then every single letter I've sent, she has a copy. Every one of them is enough to kill me 3 times over. Miss, then what do we do? Good. General, 3 crates of items were burned in the third prince's rear courtyard. The fire burned for half an hour. His household steward harnessed a carriage and headed for the south gate. Our men are following. Additionally, the little eunuch stationed at the eastern palace's rear gate, little Desi, was approached today by one of Xia Yurong's palace maids. General, Xia Yurong is about to run. She's found out the inn was compromised. She knows the letters are in our hands. She can't hold on any longer. She's planning to bribe someone at the rear gate and flee tomorrow night. What about what the third prince burned? Let him burn it. The third prince can burn his own originals. He cannot burn the copies we hold. General, tomorrow night is the critical moment. The instant Xia Yurong comes out through the rear gate, have people seize her immediately and send her to the court of judicial review. We cannot let the third prince's men reach her first. The third prince wants to silence her. This commoner needs her alive. Whoever is faster wins. Miss Xia, Madame Su had me wait here for you for 3 days. Ha, so you finally deigned to come out. General, Xia Yurong confessed everything at the court of judicial review. The third prince, half an hour ago, entered the palace and is kneeling outside the imperial study. Xia Yurong, you have stood in open court. Every charge against you has been read aloud one by one, written in your own hand. The debts of this life, starting from tonight, are settled. Jingheng, you have knelt all night. Have you thought about what to say? All of it from the court of judicial review. We have seen it. The assassin, you hired him. The killers, you sent them. The blade to silence witnesses, you sharpened it. What would you have us do? Imperial father, this son's crimes are this son's own. This son humbly requests to be confined, never to leave his own estate for the rest of his life. Confined? Your elder brother has 2 days left to live. Before he passed, you plunged a knife into his chest, and you come to us and say confinement? We will not execute you. We will not bury 2 sons within 1 month. Xiujue, confined. Every member of your household transferred to the court of judicial review. You will spend the rest of your days in that courtyard. Whatever day we remember what you have done, we will come settle accounts. Your Highness, the third Prince Xiaojue has been confined. Miss Saye has been sentenced at the court of judicial review. Execution after autumn. His Majesty has issued a decree to seal the Eastern Palace tomorrow. After autumn, she won't last until autumn. This palace will not last until tomorrow either. What day is it today? The second day. This palace had a dream. Dreamed of Su Qingyan holding a child, sitting in the Lu family courtyard. She was smiling. In 2 lifetimes, this palace had never seen her smile. It was this palace who took her smile away. 2 lives, and it still cannot be repaid. Jinyan, the crown prince is dead. He went peacefully. General, and in the previous life, while he was alive, this commoner lived in fear every single day, afraid that one day on a whim he would cast this commoner and the child aside. 3 years of fear? Today he is dead. This commoner thought she would feel joy, but she does not. General, when will Xia Yurong's case be concluded? The court of judicial review has set it for after autumn. The third prince is confined. He cannot overturn it. This commoner wants to hear the verdict with her own ears, for 2 lifetimes worth. This commoner wants to stand in open court and hear every single charge read aloud, one by one. Only when they are all read, is it finished. Xia Yurong, colluding with enemies to harm the imperial army, administering poison, plotting injury, conspiring with the third prince to assassinate a court official. 3 cases heard together. 12 letters in her own hand as evidence. Do you confess? Su Qingyan Yuan, you were calculating against me from start to finish. Xia Yurong, poisoning, framing, colluding in treason. Per the laws of Great Liang, immediate execution. Carried out after autumn, transferred to the condemned cells awaiting further processing. My lady, one more push and she's coming out. The general, why are you standing in there? Men don't belong in here, get out. I'm not going out. In the previous life, no one was by her side. In this life, I will stay. He's out! General, it's a young master. Mother and child are both safe. General, he's alive. This time he's alive. Alive, and no one can ever touch him. General, the crown prince is gone. The third prince can never make a comeback. Xia Yurong's execution comes after autumn. Every account this commoner needed to settle is settled. And going forward? Going forward. No more settling accounts. In the previous life, this commoner lived 22 years, every day spent in fear or in scheming. In this life, from the day this commoner married into the Lu household, the general has taken every blow in her place. This commoner owes the general, and will spend a lifetime repaying it. You owe me nothing. You saved my life. The general saved this commoner twice. 1 life for hers, 1 life for the child's. Jingyan, from now on, don't say this commoner anymore. You are my wife. In the previous life, this commoner died inside a coffin. Nails hammered through the lid, dark as pitch, unable to see a thing. In this life, this commoner sits in the courtyard, moonlight falling over her, a child in her arms, him at her side. This life is what heaven owed her. Not a single day of what lies ahead. Will this commoner waste